Been having the Menifee guy. The Menifee Bowl is going to be really exciting, I guess, this year. So that was the big local football news. Plus, joining us in studio in this first segment in just a moment, the Tahquitz High School baseball team, the number 1 seed in the CIF Southern Section Division IV playoffs, gutted out a win against the Burros. Can you make that up? Former home of Jeff Steinberg, my neighbor and the head football coach at the Rancho Verde. We'll get you up to speed on the local baseball playoffs, who won, who's continuing. CBU, they're also still alive at the West Regional. We'll update you on the Lancers, plus a live phone call from the CBU golf team in Florida at the National Championships. And finally, in our last segment, it's going to get real juicy. We got Reggie Theus, former NBA player, NBA head coach, currently at Cal State Northridge. We're going to talk NBA draft with the great Reggie Theus. It's all brought to you by our good friends at Spoil. Quick quality oil change. Let them spoil you and your car. Great, excellent customer service, great prices. Check them out right off there off Alessandro Boulevard. Ken Sporting Goods. More than 40 years in the Inland Empire, taking care of all your sports gear needs. Plus, they got all those cool Letterman's jackets that do the embroidery. Check them out, kenssportinggoods.com. Phantom House Studio. Nobody has better sports edits than Phantom House Studio. Get a great photo shoot for the athlete in your life. Maybe senior pictures. Even weddings. PhantomHouse.com for details. And Boost Performance Training. Athletes of all levels need to check out Boost Performance Training in Corona. Coach Ray Bass, former Centennial star, bringing his experience and passion and commitment to grooming great athletes. Check out boosttrainingsystems.com. That's their website for more information. Right now, more high school baseball chatter here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports Radio 1350 AM. We got Tahquitz in the house. Coach Savage, first off, I was at your game yesterday. It was a long time coming. I wanted to check you guys out. But it was scoreless in the 6th inning. I was thinking to myself, oh my gosh, the number 1 seed in D4. I was getting a little worried for you guys. Were you stressed at all, or were you just a cool customer over there in the dugout?
Well, first of all, thank you for having us on. I would say outwardly, I had to project that I was cool, calm, and collected to my players. But I say inwardly at times that you start wondering how many times can we get right to the verge of breaking this open and not succeed and still have enough energy left to do it. So I'd say around the 5th inning, I kind of started
pressing a little bit.
I felt like a couple of things that I had tried didn't work, which started to concern me at some point. So I was stressing out at some point a little bit, yes.
Well, my first thought was, if there was a box score for this game, I was going to go straight to the left on base.
13.
Okay, 13?
We won, 13, yes.
You won the left, which is not a good thing to win.
No. I believe, if I'm correct, it was 13-6, I think.
So we got Caleb Farmer, Brendan Dixon, right, in the house here on the Inland Sports Show. It was Brendan going the distance, getting the win. Caleb came up with that huge hit in the 6th inning to break it open and finally get some runs on the board. So, Caleb, let me ask you, you had the bases loaded, 2 outs, and it was zeros on the board. You knew you had to come through, right? Time was running out. We were talking about the bottom of the 6th inning. So what was going through your mind when you were at the plate?
Well, just get something in play, but I got to give it up to my top of the lineup with 2 outs. We rallied back. I mean, we didn't fold at all. I mean, Clayton came up, got on, and then followed that up with Norman Power, and then Kyle Weatherby with the really clutch walk, and then I was trying to do my job, produce. I mean, I just have trust in my teammates, and I'm happy my teammates had trust in me.
I'm sure you've had some big hits in your day, but what did it feel like once you reached first base and you saw those 2 runs cross the play? I mean, that feel pretty good?
Oh, yeah, I just felt like weight just off my shoulders, off everybody's shoulders. You could just feel it in the crowd, the energy. I mean, it was a happy time for me right there.
We got Brendan Dixon, also the starting pitcher yesterday in that win against the Burros. And Brendan, were you thinking, man, this offense is your offense is too good. They're going to get you some run support. If you can just keep zeros on the board against Burros, you knew Caleb and the rest of the guys were going to come through and get you some run support.
Right. Yeah. I remember it was like the 5th inning. I was just trying to go out there and throw strikes, and then I told Farmer, I was like, man, like I don't want this to be my last high school game. And he's like, don't worry, man, I got you. He's like, I got you, and he came up clutch, and he's done it before.
Are you guys a confident bunch? Like when you take the field, especially at home, you're like, man, we're going to be tough to beat.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we go out there each day at practice and we give it 100%, and then in the game we're confident in each and every one of us to do our job and execute. So we're pretty confident going in.
I think especially at home, there's like a certain level of confidence because we only had 1 home loss this season. So it's when we're home, it's a good feeling.
We've got the Tahquitz Titans here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports Radio 1350 AM, plus live and amplified right now on the Inland Sports Channel as well. Coach, let me ask you, you've had some good teams in the past, right, at Tahquitz? I mean, you guys have a great baseball program. How does this team kind of stack up to some of the previous teams that you've had?
I would say that it stacks right up there with them all. Like you said, we've had in the 10 short years we've been open, we've had a lot of tradition come through Tahquitz High School. D1 guys, pro ball guy, and Ryan Miller.
Who was tweeting me during the game. He was very curious, like, oh, dude, are they winning? Did they finally score? Like, he was hitting me up. He stays up on, Tahquitz baseball.
He actually sent me a text message right before the game.
Did he?
Telling us to go get them. These guys do it, and I told them last year going in the playoffs that they do it in their own manner. Obviously, the air has changed, the bats have changed, so you don't necessarily see the balls flying over the fence like prior to that. But these guys do it on the mound. They've been known to do it on the mound. They've been known to do it defensively. This year they've really figured it out, and they're doing it on the plate at the plate as well. So, I mean, this team, I feel, with our pitching staff, with Dixon and Butler and Shepard, and the defensive unit that we have, it stacks up against any of those teams we've had in the past.
Let me go back to Caleb here. When you guys saw the CIF Southern Section playoff brackets come out, and of course you guys were the number 1 seed in Division 4, were you like, yeah, right on, that's us? Or were you like, oh, man, that's a lot of pressure now. We're the number 1 seed. Every time we play somebody, the target's on our back. I mean, how did you guys kind of approach it once you saw that you were the number 1 team in Division 4?
I mean, when we first saw it, we were a little nervous. I mean, it was a huge accomplishment for us, but we learned not to pay attention to that stuff. We just go out there and just do us and try not to be anything bigger than what we are.
How about you, Brandon? Were you like, that's cool? We earned it, but now, like, the real work has to come. You know what I mean? Like, how did you feel about that?
I think a lot of us like the pressure. And so I think it was kind of an accomplishment, and we were all excited for it and just looking forward to going out and winning a game.
Hey, Coach, what was the message to the guys before you started the playoffs? Like, hey, guys, congrats. The number 1 seed's great, but it's about to get real because everyone's going to be coming for us.
Well, the truth of the matter is I plan on not even telling them. But
unfortunately, they have the internet and smartphones.
Yeah, but, they don't talk about that stuff as much as I've heard guys talk about it in the past, and I kind of had to when the Press Enterprise called me and they ran an article about it. So the message was that this is the tip of the cap for a regular season. Job well done. And I said that not one person is going to care what that number is next to your name, and in fact that's going to give them more motivation, especially when they have to come in here and play us at home. They're going to want to take what is yours at that moment in time. And I mean, sure enough, Burroughs came in, and they
weren't bad.
They weren't bad by any stretch of the means. And I kind of had a feeling that they were going to be better than their record gave them credit for, and sure enough, they came in and they gave us all that they had, and they never once flinched. And so that's the message that I gave them, is that nobody is going to care when that first pitch is thrown what your ranking is.
So after the game, was your message to the guys, see, I told you, like, every single team, especially with this new competitive equity, even those first round games are going to be tough in the playoffs, but after the game, were you like, guys, this is why I was telling you, got to buckle in, this is going to get real?
Correct. And we talked about the adrenaline rush that has to be battled, and I said to him, I go, this is why I gave you that speech about not caring what your ranking is, because nobody will, and this is not going to get any easier.
We got the Tahquitz Titans here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports Radio 1350 AM. What's with the blonde hair? Whose idea was that? How did this all come about? Look, Brandon's like, oh gosh. I'm going straight to you then. Brandon, what's with the blonde hair? Because you guys took the hats off and...
Tradition.
It goes back to our very first playoff run. It was Timothy Moravic's senior year, I know that. And at the time, the bleach blonde look was sweeping the College World Series and the regionals, and they were all doing it. and this was their little twist on it, and it is something that is stuck. It's never been mandated. I will give it to this group. The last 2 years, it's been the first 2 years ever where every kid has done it. But the hairstyle's a little bit different, a little bit longer now than it was 9 years ago. And I've let them kind of do their own thing with it, but that's where it originally came from.
I mean, because you've got some platinum blondes. If you're watching us right now live at Amplified, we're playing highlights of your game yesterday.
Go ahead.
And there are some, yeah. Here, let me switch to that shot. Yeah, there you go. I mean, because let's be honest, a Mexican guy like me, I've done that before. It comes out orange. Like, it doesn't even look good.
We've got some, like...
Yeah, I was like, who's got the worst hair on the team right now? Who's got the worst look?
Definitely.
You can be honest. We're all friends here.
My boy, Norman Power.
It came out, it's like brown.
It's the worst.
Yeah, I'd have
It's
to
a good
agree
look,
with them.
But he tried, right?
Yeah,
He did.
That's all that counts.
Coach, did you do your hair?
Okay. No, the answer is no.
Coach doesn't
Yeah, the answer is no. I did, at one point, I had a group talk me in. Not actually talk me in. I told them that I would do my goatee. And it was probably as bad as Norman Power's hair is. And so this group actually asked me to do it this time, and I told them that if they wanted me to, I would, but it just doesn't turn out. So
how does that work? Do you guys all get to, get together at somebody's house and there's a ringleader that does it all, or you guys do it on your own?
The last 2 years, so sophomore year, junior year, there was 8 of us. We went to Norman's house and his dad cut him. And
The guy with the bad hair, yeah.
and then my mom and his mom would bleach him. And then this year, I think we all just went separate places and got it done. We just wanted to get it done.
And then I guess you just don't touch it for the rest of the playoffs, right? You just let it go? Or? Yeah. So, assuming you guys make a deep playoff run, what do you guys have to do? What did you do or maybe learn from yesterday's game that you're thinking, you know what, if we clean up this area, do this a little bit better, we could stick around for a couple games and who knows, make it to that CIF championship game. I'll start with you, Coach. But there's got to be some positives coming out of that win against Burroughs, and what are some areas that you might want to clean up?
to me, here's the area that we've got to clean up. They just have to stay within themselves. We've done a very good job with runners in scoring position this year, and we haven't tried to do too much. And I felt that yesterday they just kind of tried to do too much early on. I think if I went and looked back, you probably have runners in scoring position almost every inning. And I just saw some kids trying to overswing and hit a 3-run home run instead of a single up the middle, which eventually is what it took to score
the difference in the game, right?
You know, and so if we can just go back to what we've done all year and just keep it simple, I think that is the one thing that we have to clean up. No errors yesterday. Dixon threw very well, struck out 9. Didn't give up too many back-to-back hits, if any. And so that is the one area we just got to kind of rope in and tone down a little bit, is just the over-aggressiveness in the box at that moment in time.
So you've got Segerstrom coming up in the second round on Tuesday. A lot of these teams, because of this new format in the playoff divisions, you know, you're playing schools from all over the place as opposed to just maybe in your own little inland area or, you know, division. How much homework do you do on these other teams, or is it more just about what you guys, like you said, the things that you need to fix before you see Segerstrom on Tuesday? I mean, Caleb, is there an area that you want to fix, or how much homework do you do on this other team, or is it more about like coming back to school on Monday and getting a good practice?
It's definitely coming in on practice, just with the mindset of like just going at it as hard as we can. I mean, be prepared as much as we can, and we believe in our coaches who go out there and scout them. I mean, we trust in what they say, and it's been working so far.
How about you, Brandon? I'm assuming you'll have the day off, right, in the second round?
No, I don't really have days off. I play right field when I don't pitch.
Oh, okay. So you're out there every day, everyday guy.
Right.
Do you feel more comfortable on the mound, or yeah?
Yeah.
That's where you probably like him too, right, Coach?
Anytime you have a left-handed pitcher on a mound like Dixon, yeah, you can't turn that down. But he has turned into a very, very good outfielder from when he first started 2 years ago. So anywhere he has to go, other than probably short second or third and catcher, I would have confidence in him.
Put him anywhere, right?
Yeah.
We got the Tahquitz Titans baseball team here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports Radio 1350 AM. Guys, we're running out of time, but But real quick, I always like to ask teams that come in here during playoff time to finish the sentence. In order for Tahquitz to win a CIF championship, we need to, and then you guys fill in the blank. I know we kind of touched on some stuff already. Coach, we'll start with you, and we'll just go right to left. But, Coach Savage, what does Tahquitz have to do to win a CIF championship?
We need to be able to execute.
Simple, right?
Pretty simple.
Don't beat yourself, right?
Correct.
Yeah. How about you, Brandon?
I think we need to keep the intensity up in the dugout for 7 innings and stay in the game.
And it's Brendan, because your mom was very careful to say it's Brendan.
And
it's not Brandon, it's
she
Brendan.
corrected me multiple times.
She corrected you too?
It's still in my phone as not Brendan. It's
Brandon?
Yeah, I think I still have it in my phone as Brandon. But yeah, I've said it at a banquet as well, and it's finally his senior year. I don't think I pronounced it wrong one time.
And Caleb, how about you?
Definitely have fun. I mean, even going back to last year in the playoffs, I mean, we weren't really worried about winning or losing. We were just going out there and having fun, and I think we just carry that into this year. We'll have another good run.
Guys are having fun, won a first-round game. The hair looks great, except for, was it Norman? Norman, yeah, except for Norman. Sorry, buddy. But, guys, best of luck. I appreciate you coming down on a Saturday, and hopefully we'll see you in a CIF championship game.
Thank you very much for having us.
All right, that's the Tahquitz Titans here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports Radio, 1350 AM. When we come back, we'll bring you up to date on some other high school baseball playoff games. Also, CBU at the West Regional, and a live phone interview from Florida with the CBU golf team playing for a national championship. We'll be right back here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports Radio, 1350 AM.
I played once upon a time at Centennial High School. I was actually on the first ever CIF championship team back in 2000, and then my senior year we won it again. I'd say that's my passion because I've done it. You know, I know exactly where these athletes are at. I know what their mindset is right now. I know how hard it is to, number one, find a performance coach who can take you to the next level. What sets us apart has to be, you know, how we work with our athletes and what we know. We can take an athlete and you know, help them reach their athletic potential, you know, help them, you know, prevent injuries, help get them stronger. I know every single athlete who steps into this gym. I know exactly where they're at, and I'm going to progress them every week. If you're not getting results, then, you know, really what's it about? We're going to deliver something that's measurable, you know, in terms of speed, power, you know, strength, agility.
Excited about offering still and motion photography, motion graphics, which is like television style, promo style graphics, and sports edits, which we're really excited about because we get to incorporate not only photography but graphics and effects, which is I'd say our strength. You know, something that screams action, athletic, information, all in one unit, and easily to share with friends, family, coaches. Get you something creative, have fun with it, have fun with the photo shoot. We have our gear that we need to be ambitious with our production value. Really excited about the offer of sports edits, and especially when you see some of the major college programs, what they come up with, and the fact that we can have just as good a production value. You know what, I don't think we've really seen the potential of what we can do with the sports edit. That's part of the reason I'm kind of excited. More to come, I guess.
1350 and Fox Sports Radio 1350.com. Now here's more with Pep on the Inland Sports Show.
Star Wars, Jeff.
Gosh, every time we're in this, I get goosebumps every time I hear Greg playing that.
Star Wars and donuts on a Saturday morning. You can't beat that.
Is it your birthday?
Yeah. Wow. What?
You would think, right?
Yeah. You know, if my wife is hearing me, I didn't have donuts. I had kiwi of some sort, which I'm allergic to. So now, I can't eat anything the rest of the day.
Yeah, you said you had, you texted me a couple weeks ago and said you had kiwi and had a bad reaction to it. I was afraid to ask what that reaction was.
I almost went into anaphylactic shock. I was puking on the side of the road somewhere in San Jacinto.
No.
Yeah, I almost died. I felt
so
like
you get out of your car. We know how San Jacinto smells.
Yes.
With all the dairy farms.
I just added to the flavor of San Jacinto. I was by the place, the Scientology place.
Oh man, they almost scooped you up.
They
Jeff.
did. They were gonna grab me. They were gonna throw me in a burlap sack, and I was gonna be a Scientologist. But luckily, I was puking on the road.
That's where those selfies of Tom Cruise came from.
Yeah. Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show, proudly brought to you by Spoiled Quick Quality Oil Change, Kin Sporting Goods, Fandom House Studio, and Boost Performance Training. Real quick before we hear from CBU Golf, all the way from Florida, playing for the national championship. Quick update on some local high school baseball because we had some real good ones this past week. Michael Hobbs, Corona pitcher for the second straight year in the opening round of the playoffs, threw a no-hitter. Unbelievable. 7-zip against Orange Lutheran. So second straight year Hobbs gets it done.
Oh, Lou, wow.
Yeah, big-time school, and he no-hit him. So now they get Vista Marietta in the second round on Tuesday, which intern Cullen's going to the game. He's going to be covering
He's
that
everywhere.
one. He's everywhere.
Intern Colin can be anywhere at any time.
Can I mention something about Colin?
Yes.
About intern Colin? There will never be another Angel. But I'll tell you what. If Angel is MJ, Cullen may be LeBron. I'm starting to buy in. I'm starting to become we got to make witness shirts for Cullen.
Angel's
That's
on
a great point.
Angels with ABC. I know we're going off. Angel, our old intern is
intern Angels at ABC.
Fukuzaki. He's working with my buddy Rob Fukuzaki.
Lucky. Okay, go baseball scores.
So Colin's going to be at that one, Vista Marietta Corona. He was at Rev against Santiago this past week. Jeff was like, Santiago won, right?
They lost.
No, Rev won, dude. 7-4. The highlights are right now on the Inland Sports Channel, so you can go check those out. We also have highlights on Riverside TV of Riverside Poly against Citrus Valley. Cole Percival.
How about that?
Yeah, the son, who's a future Highlander of
Papa was very proud yesterday.
He was at the game, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Somebody said he was at the game.
He went to the game, yes.
Complete game, 2-hitter. Poly won 1-zip as Cole Percival obviously got the win.
Can I tell you, I'm going to drop Troy's name, so I'll tell you a funny story. So I brought that up to him and said, hey, because I saw your highlights. Great job, by the way, on every highlight, when you guys are doing for Riverside TV.
Thank you.
For those who don't know. So I mentioned it, and all Troy wanted to talk about was defense. He's like, you talked about, my son couldn't field. I'd hit him 2 buckets of balls to make sure he did, both at first.
He did field a comebacker, a big one.
Yeah, no, he had 2 big plays.
Yeah, you're right.
PFP, pitcher fielding his position. Kudos, Cole Percival, future Highlander, by the way.
So the Bears are still in it?
They're still in it. In fact, they're going to Paso Robles on Tuesday. Will Troy make that trip? Probably not, right?
He probably will. Because they're not playing.
Oh, that's right.
So he probably will. Early practice because they travel Thursday to San Luis Obispo.
Bears.
So Paso Robles coming up on Tuesday.
Bears. I hope the Bears win, but I don't like the Bears.
Hey, Ramona and Polly was the big rivalry.
Yeah. I hope they win, but they're still the Bears.
Man,
but Yancey's your guy.
Yeah, but he's the Billy Martin of high school basketball. He's been hired at Poly 3 times.
Well, because all the last couple of weeks, I don't know if you heard the show, but Jeff's on this rant where we bring somebody up. He's like, I'm going to punch him in the neck.
I'm going to punch him square in the neck.
He's on this diet, and he's just angry.
He's going to punch you. I don't think he said he was going to punch me in the neck. He called me like the master of none, which I think that's a compliment.
Did you?
Have you seen?
I said he was the I don't know, something. It was a good one.
He's a jack of all trades, master of none.
That's what I said. That did.
Like Sopranos made being a mobster fashionable. This Aziz Ansari show, Master of None, makes being a master of none fashionable now.
That is true.
Because he gets all the pretty girls on the show.
Yeah,
it's pretty amazing.
Does he?
Yeah,
he says he does.
Well, no, he does though. He's funny and he's charming. That works.
He's the new David Spade. David Spade gets hot chicks.
We're gonna, because he mentioned one of the girls' names, and we've said this before. Like, I want to track her down, actually have her call the show and be like, listen, Jeff says he was the basketball star. He's one of the leading scorers in Riverside County history.
My high school
Did you actually like him, or?
She just used me for my stats. Are you kidding me?
He's a big basketball star, right?
I'm a big Facebook guy now.
He had a car. He had a car.
Yeah, I did. I had a Schwinn and a car. It was my parents' car, but...
Real quick, as
Flash
we
of
move.
the Titans. The bath.
The bath scene.
Sorry.
That's above everybody right
That's
now.
next level.
Yes.
CBU golf right now playing for a national championship in Florida. Head coach T.L. Brown's going to call in just a couple minutes. Yeah, they won the West region for the first time ever. They got some local guys on the team. Now they're in Florida. I think it's Kissimmee, I want to say, where they're at.
Kissimmee, Florida.
Just like, yeah.
Yeah, my kind of place.
But the baseball team right now, and intern Colin had to set me straight because they actually switched up the bracket last night. I was looking at the bracket, and I thought I had it all figured out because I tried to do my homework. And it's like, oh no, they changed the bracket on you. It's like, oh, they did? I didn't know they reseed? They did.
Oh.
That's lame.
And they kind of moved the teams around. So now Cal Baptist, so they opened with a 3-1 loss against APU. They bounced back. They beat the number 1 team in Chico State 14-2. They hammered them. Luke Navigado and the team. You know what I'm talking about.
Of course.
They hammered
Navigado!
them. So now they're going to play Dixie State today, 3 o'clock. We're going out there we're going to do live tweets, shout video, Periscope.
Azusa, right?
APU is the host for
Now,
the regional.
isn't Dixie State the league champs?
Hey, Kay, where's intern Cam? Cam, come in here. Because he plays for Holy Names.
Yes. Holy gosh. Holy Names.
Who is the league champ in the Pac West Conference?
Oh, he's coughing.
Hop on the mic. Who is the conference champ in the Pac West this year?
Jeez, put me on the spot. I just told you.
Was it Dixie?
About it.
It wasn't Dixie?
No, it
was it
APU.
It was APU.
APU.
That's what they're hosting. It makes sense.
Those
Because
they were the number 2 out of the.
Chico State was the number 1 team, but because of graduation ceremonies, they said they couldn't host for whatever reason. I don't know if they share a parking lot with the baseball field. I have no idea how that worked out.
It's personnel. It's personnel.
You're probably right, yeah.
Because you need the same people to staff the baseball that you need to staff the graduation.
Yeah, so they gave it to APU, which is cool for CBU. That's a short trip over to Azusa. So now they get to play Dixie State today, 3 o'clock. And if they win, they were supposed to have another game tonight, but again, the bracket's reshuffled and they won't play. So if they win today, it'll move to Monday. And then
maybe a team got eliminated for travel and they needed to change it up. Is that what happened?
Yes, it went from 6 teams down to 5, and they had to reshuffle some things. So if you're a CBU baseball fan, I already saw Dr. Micah Parker, the athletic director. He went on Twitter, kind of cleared things up, telling everyone to get out there, support the guys.
Shout out to Travis Van Noti. He is the voice of CBU baseball.
Correct. I listened to him yesterday. I was watching the game at home for a little bit.
He's a good dude.
So, yeah, big game. It's double elimination, so they've already lost once at the West Regional. If they lose again,
it's over.
It's it. Win in advance, lose and go home.
Gary Adcock, go out and win.
You have some great Gary Adcock stories, the skipper of the Lancers,
I love that little guy.
Former UCR assistant.
Yes.
I love that little guy.
Deep roots in
we
Riverside.
We used to play Catholic Little League together. Oh yeah, we were buddies when we were little kids.
Guys were homies.
He's still the same size though.
But right now, he might be. Right now, let's go all the way to Florida into the spoiled quick quality oil change celebrity hotline. It's the head coach of the Lancers golf team, T.L. Brown. Coach, welcome to the show. We appreciate you joining us today.
Hey, Pep, how are you today?
I'm doing just fine. How's Florida? Great weather?
It's hot and humid. It's Florida.
Hey, Coach, let's get right into it. You guys won a regional championship for the first time. You were setting records right and left. What did you guys do well at the regional that you're hoping to have some carryover, some momentum going into the national championships here in Florida?
I thought we hit the ball off the tee really well. Our wedge game was rock solid. Made a lot of putts. That's kind of the goal out here as well.
We're talking with T.L. Brown, the head golf coach, as the Lancers are playing for a national championship out there in Florida. Greg Gonzalez is a local guy, Riverside Poly. We covered him in high school. What has he meant to the program this year? He was the conference golfer of the year. I mean, such a great guy, great golfer. I mean, can you kind of sum up what Greg means to your program?
Well, Greg's a great leader. He leads by example. He works really, really hard, and he's just been really good for our freshmen. Kind of gets them going, gets them working hard, keeps them motivated to win as a team. Greg's been real special this year.
How do you keep the group motivated? I know it's probably easy to win that regional championship and feel real good about it, but you've got to kind of regroup and refocus, right? Because you should be in the mix for a national championship. How do you kind of rein in the guys, or do they kind of self-regulate? Do they kind of do it themselves?
This is a real talented group. They all kind of have their own way of getting ready and preparing. I know there was specific that we needed to do to get ready, but you know what? They're hungry. We're hungry to get this going and get going on Sunday at 10 o'clock. Hey, I've got them here in the car if you've got some questions for them.
Yeah, you know what? Why don't you pass the phone over to Greg? I'd love to talk to Greg for a second.
Greg is on the driving range hitting balls right now, but I've got everybody else.
Oh, how about Trevor Lampson, the Pac West Freshman of the Year?
Yep, here he is. Hi, how's it going?
Trevor, what's up? Welcome to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports Radio, 1350 AM. Trevor, you won the regional championship. What did you do well at that regional championship that you're hoping to continue at the Nationals in Florida?
I drove the ball really well. I had my wedges dialed in and was rolling the ball pretty good, so I'm just hoping to keep that going for Nationals.
As a freshman, could you envision a season like this where you were the conference freshman of the year, you won the regional championship, now you're part of a team playing for a national title in Florida? I mean, did you even envision something like this?
I thought we had a really good team going into the year, so I knew we would make it to Nationals for sure, and then I just been working on my game really hard, so I expected to play pretty well throughout the year, and I'm just excited for the team and everything to be here at Nationals.
So, Trevor, do you guys get a practice round on the course that you're playing?
Yeah, we do. On Sunday.
And have you had a chance to actually look at the course or, do some homework on it?
We out in the fall, we went out there and did some putting on the practice green, but we didn't get a chance to go out on the course and look at it at all. But we have a yardage book that we've been looking at and kind of charting what our game plan will be for the tournament.
Hey, Trevor, as we're playing musical cell phone here, is Kendall Hodges around? I'm just curious.
Yeah, he's right here.
Can I talk to Kendall real quick?
Yep. Yeah, right here.
Hey, Kendall, my Great Oak guy. Welcome to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports Radio, 1350 AM. Kendall, how are you feeling right now going into the national championships?
I'm feeling really good, feeling confident. Feel like my game's rounding out. Played all right during regionals, but I'm just excited and ready to go. Nothing else means anything right now. It's just got to focus on nationals.
Well, golf is such a mental game. How do you guys keep it dialed in, especially being on the road and going to a new place and staying in a new hotel? And how do you keep that mental focus and maybe kind of keep that same routine, especially the time change as well, being on the East Coast? But how do you kind of keep that, just the normalcy of getting ready for a big golf tournament?
Yeah, I mean, really the key is we got in a little bit early, so that'll help get us adjusted to the time change, and then after that, it's just making sure you go through the same routines in the morning. Don't switch it up just because it's a different place. But yeah, we just really focus in, making sure we're eating well, hydrating, and we're just excited and ready to go.
Hey, Kendall, it's great talking to you. Can we get that phone back to your coach, T.L. Brown?
Yeah, here's Coach.
This is awesome. This is live across the nation right now in Florida. This is T.L. Brown now. Coach, before we wrap things up, let me ask you, as the head coach, what's your bit of advice for the guys before you play your opening round? Is it, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it? You guys were great at the regional. Do the same thing. I mean, as a golf coach, what do you try to, relay to these guys so they can have a great tournament?
Well, right now, it's really about staying in the present day, focusing on what we can do today. That practice round at 10 o'clock tomorrow is extremely important. The NCAA doesn't really allow us to know where the pin positions are, so we're going to have to try to figure out where the pin positions are going to be. The grass is a little different out here. It's more of a grain. It's got a lot of Bermuda. These guys are used to bent West Coast, so we're going to have to get used to understanding the grain, kind of figuring out what we're going to do off the tee. But really, it's about staying confident and in the moment.
Well, Coach, best of luck. We appreciate you joining us all the way from Florida. And hopefully you bring home that national title back to Riverside.
Yep, Pep, I really appreciate you guys covering golf on that radio station. It's really important to our team and Cal Baptist.
Well, Coach, we love having you on, and best of luck. We'll be keeping track next couple days.
All right, Pep, thanks. Have a great weekend.
All right, you too. Best of luck. That's T.L. Brown, the head golf coach at Cal Baptist University. Lancers playing for the national title in Kissimmee, Florida. Teeing off tomorrow. Big time.
Lance up!
All right, when we come back, we're going to preview the NBA draft with the one and only Reggie Theus, former Sacramento King, flying the colors proudly today.
The best looking man to ever play basketball.
Geoff said that. We'll be right back here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports Radio, 1350 AM.
Thank God, first of all. I thank the great around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast.
We focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. We just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. You come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
IE Sports, heard right here on Fox Sports Radio 1350 and foxsportsradio1350.com. Now, here's more.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show here on Fox Sports Radio 1350 AM. Great show so far. Tahquitz baseball in the house, making a playoff run. Talking a little CBU golf all the way from Florida, and it just gets even better. We're excited about the NBA draft. We got some local guys to keep an eye on. And here to help us break it down, the one and only basketball great and a friend of Gazal's. Thank you, Gazal, for helping us. Reggie Theus, head basketball coach at Cal State Northridge as well. Coach Theus, welcome to the show. We really appreciate this.
Not a problem, guys. You caught me on a Saturday. I'm on the 11th hole, and I'm about 215 out, so I got to make a good shot here.
Oh, we don't want to screw that up. We want you to have a good round of golf. let us ask you about the NBA draft first, right off the bat. The Celtics have the number 1 overall pick. Do they go with Fultz at Washington? What's kind of your hunch? Because I know you did a lot of work with Jim Hill on CBS 2, and you've seen a lot of college basketball. Who do you think will go number 1?
You know, I don't think you can go wrong with either one of those kids. The problem with Boston is they have a lot of guards, and they're very guard heavy, so they have to make some decisions. They may use the pick to do something else. I'm not really sure exactly what they're going to do, but you cannot go wrong with any one of those guys.
And, of course, Lonzo Ball and his dad. But Lonzo Ball making a lot of headlines right now, and it looks like the stars have lined up for the Lakers at number 2. Is that a slam dunk?
Yeah, I mean, I think that for me, you know, this is the only place that show, I say the Alonzo Ball show can go is L.A. because I don't know if anybody else can deal with all the mess that goes on with him. I think he's a hell of a basketball player with a great future. Obviously, I'm partial to big guards, big point guards, but there's so much more that comes along with him. You know, I think that any place else would probably have a problem with it other than L.A.
Hey, Coach, you were an NBA coach. How would you deal with a situation like with Lonzo and LeVar? Is that something that you need to do, or is that something the Lakers will need to handle at an organizational level?
I think that the Lakers are going to have to handle that as an organization. I think that, you know, obviously his dad has done a great job with him in terms of his growth as a kid, but now he's a pro now. He doesn't need your help. And, you know, I have great respect for what they've accomplished. But to be a winner and be in a franchise where the people are used to having great players and used to having the greatest players of all time, they don't need a sideshow. It's never been a sideshow here, and there's no need for it.
Coach Geoff Gorham here. Quick question. I know you guys played the Bruins early in the year, but they were playing without Ike Anigbogu. What do you think of his upside playing in the NBA coming up here?
Now, which one? I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
Ike Anigbogu, the big freshman who declared for the draft.
Yeah, no, I think that, listen, there's 6 guys in the draft that won't have any issues. These guys have got every aspect of the game down. And the thing that I like about it when I watch them on TV, when I watch them, you know, in their interviews, is they seem to have their heads on straight. They're coming in, they have the attitude of to be a great player, you have to work. And this is all NBA teams ever want. They do a lot of vetting of these players. When you get to this point in the draft, when you're way up there like that, I think that all those players have great futures ahead of them. I'm enjoying this draft.
Coach, when you were with the Kings, the head coach, and I don't know if you know, Pep here is a huge Kings fan. He always talks about how they haven't won as many games since you were coach, since you left. But how involved is the head coach in the draft process?
Well, they're in the war room. I think they're in the war room. They're deciding on what's going on, and it depends on the organization. Organizations use different ways, but I think that you draft your players as a group, not just the head coach and general manager, but there's a whole team of people that make decisions with that.
We're talking with Reggie Theus here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports Radio 1350 AM, kind of sizing up the upcoming NBA draft. Coach, let me get your take on the Lakers quickly, because they're young. Do you continue to build young, or do you maybe go out and find a free agent or two to kind of help these guys, maybe accelerate that process of these young guys coming along?
I will tell you this. This is my last one, guys. I got to go. But I will tell you what. You know Magic Johnson better as much as anything. He's going to do what he has to do to get that program where it's supposed to be. I don't think you can keep going young. You have to go get a couple of veterans. You have to go get a couple of people you can depend on every night. And the Lakers have some holes, and I think that they, through the draft and through trades, now that they have some cap space, you know, they're gonna make some moves. And I know Magic's gonna. There's no doubt what's gonna happen here. He's done it every place he's been. He's been successful with every single thing he's touched. The Lakers will be no different.
Reggie, we appreciate the time. We'll let you go hit that hole-in-one, okay?
Thanks, Coach.
It won't be a
Appreciate
hole-in-one. I just got to get out of the sand right now. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Coach.
Bye.
That was the great Reggie Theus from out of the sand.
And honestly, I felt like when I was a kid, I had 100 basketball cards of Reggie Theus and followed his college career, his pro career, and just the best-looking guy I've ever seen on the court, man.
Wait,
I had a man crush on that guy, man.
You did?
Yeah, when I was covering the game this year.
I forget where we were at. We might have been Long Beach. Somebody had a photo, the beefcake photo of Reggie Theus, where he's kind of sitting there with his shirt off, and he was taunting Reggie with it, And so Reggie goes to the guy and says something. His wife is sitting with him. He goes, he's like, if you bring your wife in that picture here, I'm the least of your problems.
Yeah.
But, in a good-natured way. He's great at that, doing the back and forth with the fans.
So what was the name of the Saturday morning show that he was on?
Hang Time.
Hang Time. Yeah.
He looked familiar.
Oh, Greg's like, oh, now I know him. Okay, yeah. He played for the Kings.
13 years in the NBA, and you know him from when he co-starred with Anthony Anderson. By the way, I'm trying to get Anthony Anderson out to the Matadome for 2 years. No response. Not even a sniff. William Zabka's people actually emailed me back because, the Karate Kid was shot in the Matadome, but nothing from Anthony Anderson. He wants to deny that part of his career. I let him alone.
Great show.
I will say this about Reggie, though. He said everything Magic touches has been gold except for, let's both say it, the Magic Hour.
The show, the TV show.
I will tell you something he shared with me. We were talking about back in the day, and you probably played in some of these games. There were pickup games at
UCLA, yeah.
And he said that when Magic would come and play, this is like the mid-'80s, Magic and Reggie Miller were playing pickup games with the college guys, and he said just the level of intensity would just go up a notch or two every time Magic walked into the gym.
Wait, I used to play in those games, and I had to guard like Mark Aguirre. And
I remember Mark Aguirre.
I was 6'7",
Detroit, right?
Yeah. I was a 6'7", 195-pound string bean, and Magic would come in, and the elevation, he played as hard as any person I've ever seen playing pickup games. That's a lost art nowadays. And I had to guard Mark Aguirre. He used to just kick my straight butt.
Coach Theus told me there are two guys. There's Magic and then Rick Pitino. He worked for a couple of years as an assistant at Louisville for Rick Pitino. And he said, when Rick Pitino, they'd be working out, the coaches are all running on the treadmill. And he said, I'm not going to lie, I put the treadmill up about half a mile extra when I saw Coach Pitino walk in. He got you going a little bit.
Yeah.
Same thing about Magic. And the question, my thought is, and you guys are closer to the Lakers than I am, My inkling is that Magic and Rob Pelinka, they want proven stars.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling that of the three, those core three players of Ingram and D'Lo and Randall, two of them may be gone, and we may see two established stars.
You got to give up something, right?
Paul George, obviously. I was thinking Westbrook. With
Jimmy Butler's name is floating around right now.
With Blake Griffin now, if Blake Griffin ends up in Oklahoma City, I think Russell Westbrook would stay. So who's that second? If you're a Laker fan, who's that second? Because it's going to be two established stars.
Yeah, I don't know.
You have Lonzo. Who are the two guys you want? They probably would keep, like Larry Nance Jr. and those guys and Zubac.
Yeah.
They would keep them and build with
Clarkson.
them. Jordan Clarkson would probably stay.
Yeah.
You look at Paul George, who was denied that crazy contract of like $200+ million because he didn't make first team, second team, or third team. Now, if you're Indiana, why would you not want to call the Lakers to get something now for him? Because now you don't have to pay him as much. So I could see him very easily coming over this summer.
You know what? It got me thinking. So the NBA draft's coming up. You actually worked for the Lakers last year, working out guys for the draft. Who did you worked out? Brandon Ingram.
We worked out everybody. It was Tracy Murray and I were working with the kids, guys. I thought Ingram was the best of the players that we had seen.
Who else did you see? Who else did you work out?
The guy at the Kings, Buddy Hield. But I thought was fantastic.
He's a star. But who's laughing at? No, come on, guys. I'm serious. That was a joke.
Didn't you get the feeling though they would rather have an established star there than a young guy, even though the team wasn't going to be good?
Yeah, that was always the consensus because Mitch Kupchak, who I would just show up and I would rebound drills with these guys. I'd put them through drills. I never got a sense other than Ingram that they were after anybody, and I thought Heidel was the best workout guy. But Ingram has the best upside, but he's 150 pounds dripping wet.
Yeah.
And
like Kevin Durant, right?
Yeah, he's 3 years away from being a real player. And by the time that is, his first contract's going to be over. So
whenever these teams, the good teams, when they have this core of talent, they're always able to convert them into a star. And I think it's going to, you get Paul George, and I think the second star will come out of left field somewhere.
Yeah.
And it'll, and then you'll still have young guys. You'll have a Clarkson. You'll have whoever the number 2 pick is. And those complementary players will fill in, and then you'll have the three big dogs you need in the NBA.
Yeah, you can get rid of Russell though. I've heard a lot of bad things about him. Just he doesn't work hard.
He needs a fresh start.
Yeah, he does. He doesn't work hard. There's if you want to make it in the NBA, you got to get better every year at something, and he really hasn't.
Well, he won't be in Sacramento. We got Buddy Hield. Yeah. He's a star.
He is. I do like him. He was my favorite last year.
Hey, real quick, we're running out of time. I want to ask Gazal real quick. UCR baseball wrapping up, final home series, right, of the season.
Final home series. Today and tomorrow, Irvine. Monday noon against Oregon.
Monday at noon?
Yeah, because they added that Oregon's playing USC.
And that's the final game.
They're going to hang up. That'll be the final home game of the year. They're still doing Senior Day tomorrow at 1 o'clock. We'll be on the air at 12:50 today. It's 6 o'clock. First pitch. We're on the air at 5:50. And Ricky Delgado, the matinee idol, takes the mound for UC Riverside.
Full disclosure, Gazal, not only the play-by-play voice for Cal State Northridge, that's how we got Reggie Theus, but also the play-by-play man for UCR baseball as well. So,
he is the voice. Theus only came on. He said, "Pep Fernandez, I'm in."
I'm in.
That guy from Bakersfield. Coach don't have a great relationship. It's very contentious. I'm the play-by-play guy. He's the head coach, but he heard your name. He's like, "All right, when do I call?"
I'm in. So UCR baseball wrapping up their season. We want to get Ryan Lilly on the show in the next couple of weeks because his name should be called in the MLB draft, right?
Jim Alexander, Press Enterprise.
Yeah.
Grew up reading Jim. Wrote a great piece. I mean, they're projecting between the 2nd and 5th round, which would be great for him. I talked to his dad yesterday. His dad and the family obviously are excited. Vista Murrieta, local kid. Had a rough night last night.
I saw the box score,
He'll bounce back.
Yeah, I saw the score and I was like, oh boy. But we'd love to get Ryan Lilly. He's one of our favorites here on the show sometime soon.
Hey, we got a couple big guests coming up here in the next couple weeks.
We do?
We do.
Do you want to name drop?
Yeah, I do want to name drop.
Go for it. We got 2 minutes.
Nationally syndicated Doug Gottlieb is going to come on the Inland Sports
Wait, Doug
Show.
Gottlieb on Fox Sports 1?
Yes, he is.
On our show?
He's coming on our show.
What is he going to do on our show?
He's got to come out and promote the Inland Empire, and we go back years of playing together, and said he would come on. We might be able to get his brother on as well, the assistant coach at Oregon State University. Maybe we can get them to fight on air.
Man, that would be fun, wouldn't it?
Great brother fight.
And Doug might actually come in studio.
Doug might come in studio, so he's going to definitely call in for sure, but he's going to try to get down to the Inland Empire and grace us with his presence.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
That's very exciting. So stay tuned for that, Doug Gottlieb. Maybe next week.
Maybe
the week after, around his schedule. So that'd be very cool. Real quick, if you go to the Inland Sports Channel right now, we've got the complete Ken Hubs Awards. You can watch the whole thing. Jalen Phillips, Rev football star, now at UCLA. And Citrus Valley long-distance runner Claire Graves going to Boise State. Your big winners for the Ken Hubs Awards. You can check those out right now on the Inland Sports YouTube channel. It's all brought to you by our good friends at Spoiled. Quick, quality oil change. You'll be spoiled by their excellent customer service. Great prices. We love you, Bill Navigado. Check them out off of Alessandro Boulevard. Ken Sporting Goods. More than 40 years in the Inland Empire and still going strong. Taking care of all your sporting gear needs. Helmets, Jeff's Cup, cleats, Letterman's jackets. They do it all. KenSportingGoods.com. Phantom House Studio. Nobody has better sports edits than Phantom House Studio. Get a great photo shoot for the athlete in your life. Any sport. Maybe you're getting married. Senior pictures. They do it all. Phantom House Studio. PhantomHouse.com. And Boost Performance Training. Athletes of all levels. They all go to Ray Bass at Boost Performance Training in Corona. Got lots of experience. Played at San Diego State. Stud at Centennial. Now he's got his own training facility in Corona. Check him out. BoostTrainingSystems.com. Gazal, we appreciate you stopping in, dropping some knowledge, and bringing Reggie Theus to the show.
Always fun to join the party. This isn't a show. This is a party.
That's it.
Cookie Jar used to say that in Vegas when he used to perform at Harris. And I feel the same way about you, Pep, sincerely.
We like to have fun. Big shout out to the Tahquitz High School baseball team, T.L. Brown, and the CBU golf team for joining us live from Florida, and of course Reggie Theus from Cal State Northridge. Jeff, it's good to see you standing upright and knees doing well.
I feel great. I'm going to go out and run a marathon next week.
Yes!
Yes, I'm ready. I'm feeling good.
We'll be back next Saturday with the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports Radio, 1350 AM.
Excited about offering still and motion photography, motion graphics, which is like television style, promo style graphics, and sports edits, which we're really excited about because we get to incorporate not only photography but graphics and effects, which is I'd say our strength. Something that screams action, athletic, information, all in one unit, and easily to share with friends, family, coaches. Get you something creative, have fun with it, have fun with the photo shoot. We have our gear that we need to be ambitious with our production value. We're really excited about the offer of sports edits, and especially when you see some of the major college programs, what they come up with, and the fact that we can have just as good a production value. You know what? I don't think we've really seen the potential of what we can do with the sports edit. That's part of the reason I'm kind of excited. More to come, I guess.